Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Martin Wong. Now, in our trading idea with SMARTRobie, we are definitely in the 3rd of September. Time passes very, very quick. Our market continue to make new wave and we are already beginning the month of September. Of course, let me bring you up the update that we have seen over last night and a couple of last few days. What has the market done and where will we be likely going also on the US side. But don't forget, this weekend, for those of you who have time, join us in our Zoom workshop for our technical analysis with TradingView for beginners, where we will share with you some of our insight and some of the basic things that you would like to know as a beginner, and for those of you who have friends and colleagues, do share this out with them. So let's bring in what we have for you this morning. That's right, in our breakfast show today is definitely we are in the what we call Friday. So Friday is for advanced a trader, and if you're an advanced trader, we will be looking at the what we call the premium alert. Previously we called them, but right now we renamed it to ST2 intraday shares, which means it is a stage 2. Of course, let's look at our news headline in here. Now, so much so for the month of August, the corporate headlines, all of them have been out. Mainly the earnings of what we call it EPS. Only AirAsia yet to be released because due to the pandemic. And so far we have seen the results are pretty good, I will have to say, recovering from where we seen previously last year. So market, of course, has made above, just touching, is it? Let's take a look. Where is this morning market? Of course, we can always go to the Trade VSA website and check it out from here. So you can see from here, this is the delay live prices. The market is just short off on the right hand side here, short off 1580, and you can see this morning we got pretty much a little bit more pink than green, so that probably tell you this market is in the negative territory in here. Of course, some of the big players in here that are showing positive is Sam, Maxis, Hong Leong Telecom, and Hata and Top Glove are the rubber glove that is not doing that well. So with just one eye, you can definitely see where the market is leading. So it is pretty much a sideways market to begin with. Of course, let's look also at the KLCI in our Pentagon, where we are, as I said before, yesterday, as soon as we hit the 1600 level. So you can see from the bigger chart here that you have the market already hit 1600 level and start to turn back down. So right now we are in the correction mode, but do take note, if you have another 3 days of sell down like that, likely we will get a red Pentagon. But having said that, the month of August has been one of the really better days in here. As you can see in here, it's up 7.1%, the strongest month. As a matter of fact, as I said on the statement there, it's more like 5 days. You can see from the bar here, right? Let me just show you here, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just 5 days and it's shot up by 100 points. But if you have got in during the green Pentagon here, as I said before in here, you have got in around 1510 and made this 100 points. So it pays dividend to follow green Pentagon on the SMARTRobie charts and also on all our plugin, and it's absolutely free. Imagine whereas there's some other signal that you have to pay tens and thousands of ringgit. In SMARTRobie is absolutely free. So do share this around with people that you know and spread the good word around. All right, let's make it on the next section we have on our news. Definitely we are looking at, okay, Ta'an. That's right. Now Ta'an are riding on the good news. As I said before, plantation sectors, definitely you want to check out what are the hot sectors. Again, going back to here, or you can use in SMARTRobie. All right, or we'll just show you one of the features in SMARTRobie. You can get to a bigger chart here. You can go to hot sectors, right? At below there, you can hit on the chart here. It's the same chart that you will get on the website that you see in here, but this one's slightly faster. So you can see plantation, construction, it's definitely hot inside here. Construction and energy, so that tells you why some this stocks, Taan, has continued to ride higher. Now, this report talks about the research house has increased Taan earnings for 2021, 22, 23 by 29, 12, and 11. Remember, very similar picture that we have for the rubber glove about a year ago when, with all the COVID and so on and so forth. Again, so lessons from the history that tells us all this prediction that is going 29, 12% in here, eventually they'll run out of steam. So if you are in the CPO earlier, continue to run it. But if you are late, learn to follow the green pentagon. As I said before, those of you who don't follow history will pay itself, and when the market do turn, why do you late? So something technical analysis that you should pick up. So that's why we are doing the Zoom workshop on Saturday to allow you to learn and also share with you some of our lessons we have seen from the experience as a volume price trader or from a VSA trader in here. No doubt going forward, let's take a look, close this chart in here, going back to Taan. Okay, and you can see Taan here. And let's do a stock chart, stock comment here. So stock chart, stock comment, you can see very early on, again, just on the 13th of August, this mouse chart here, you can see this here, and then the market started to pull out in here. Definitely, I think this morning in here, as long as the CPO prices continue to stay above the high 4,000, then you will see all Taan prices and a lot of the CPO prices will started to move up in here. For those of you who got in early on the plantation, who do the rotational play, definitely you would have benefited from this all together in here. Okay, now let's go on to our next news is SolarWest. Okay, now SolarWest, there's a lot of contract win so far. We can see possible transferring to the main board, and usually when they do transfer, you will see stock price moving up. SolarWest already started to move. As I said before, yesterday was a very nice chart, a very classic chart here. Just hit that one, and let me just bring out the stock chart, stock comment here, switching to a wider chart. So definitely you can see here, this is what we call a likelihood of a breakout. You see, in low volume. Let me just bring this down. You can see here, and no surprise, I have not seen the price yet if this morning it will break out based on this news. No, it hasn't break out yet, so 1.3. But let's take a look at the real-time chart, because today is Experience Trader. So Experience Trader, we expect you to have a real-time chart in here, having our plugin to play with the real time frame in here. Yep, still pretty much there. Volume hasn't come in yet. It's still testing in here, and you can see the auto plum light tracker in here. Definitely, let me just switch this again. Right, you can see also it's going up in a nice range. So definitely by switching to hourly chart, those of you who are experienced trader with the auto line plotter, you can see it actually tells you the trend is actually moving up very nicely. It's just a matter of time. It's either next week or this week as we see. Why? Because the US sector side, many of the US sector, the so-called renewable energies, the electric car starting to move up. So when those guys move up, as I say, the big brother, just like early on in Apple, in the technology, they move, then locally ours move. But this morning also Inari started to move up too. If you look at, because Apple has broke into new high, right, and all your Inari yesterday there finally turned green pentagon in here, but of course there's a little bit of selling in here. Let's look at some so the technology is coming back. Okay, and you can see all coming back already in here. So keep an eye on the hot sectors where they are by going to tradevsa.com website and then checking out if they come in there. That's the best way to know. So don't be blur, right? Using the sector will keep you in place, and that's why it's important that you have these tools, and all these tools are available for you absolutely free, courtesy of Trade VSA. All right, support us. Do get our plugin, then you can see more all of this in even hourly chart basis in here. All right, so again, in this manner in here, SLS is targeting a target price of 151. Okay, 151. Let's go back to SLS in here. We can bring up this chart, pinch it up a bit. So let's take a look where we are. It's about 130. You can see the 150, 154, 151. It is the old high. Just another 20 cents movement in here, another 10% move, and that's about it. So but I do think that there's a potential this stock can actually break even higher because of the prevailing trend that we see on the US side, which I will get into very, very shortly. All right, next we're going to go on to the next news. It's on Bintang Kindai, ties up with Scientili on some sort of hemodialysis related business in here. So do take note, Bintai has always been a very speculative stocks. And let me just show you the chart setup was really very good on Bintai. And those of you who have followed the Pentagon or know how to read the chart, and those especially who have came to my masterclass definitely benefit. Let me just show you what I mean here. A very classic movement. You can see, right? Smart money kind of move. Right? There you go. You can see here, right? Before the big move, right? You can see lots of strength, spring, then no volume, then blow up. These are very classic. But if you read this news and if you buy today, what's going to happen to your stocks? Like this is going to come down, right? So that's really one of the benefit that why you want to use Pentagon Guider or learn how to read the chart. No doubt about it is that you need a little bit of skill also to read what's happening on the left hand side of the chart. You can see in here that will put the odds on your side and able to make this kind of big movement in here. By the time we use news to confirm, there are some like earlier on SL West hasn't been run yet, but this definitely smart money uses this pretense to move this kind of share up in here. So definitely time to take some profit in here on this kind of good news in here. So Pentagon Guider has done a good job able to identify them very, very early for you if you have benefited from that onwards. All right, so let's move on next to our next news in here, and moving to the US side, we are looking at the last night Dow Jones closed a bit much higher. Let's look at the S&P 500 here, right? And looking at the chart, switching to a wider chart here. So you can see it already turned green Pentagon in here, moving up in a very nice straight row. Now, a lot of people I've talked to, they're saying, wow, US so high, can go higher, man. Yes, it can go higher. And here are two reasons from Barron's talk about why this market continue to be strong. Two things that they see this market will continue to go up. And those of you who have come to my masterclass course, I've told you how bullish I am on this continuing market in here, continue to ride on it. And like it or not, all our own doing is based on your understanding of price and volume and the chart. If you understand price and volume in here, going forward, you will benefit. Else, you're just going to be sitting, wondering what has happened to the market. And no, we all know in life, right, there are only three types of people. A person who make it happen, person who wonder why it happened, and person who really don't even know what it's going on. So don't be those last two, be the first one who really making happen, understanding why we see what we see here today. And definitely the Barron's are talking about why the US market continue to be strong. We are seeing volume coming in right now for the US market, and definitely from here you can see this chart here, you can see volume is coming in here. And more important is item number 2, it talks about the entire market now rallies. All right, so which means it is a broad-based rally, not just a technology, and usually that kind of stock can carry on for the remaining of the month. Now remember also on Wednesday, for those of you who came, the KLCI is 2 months high. Where do we go for? I've shared with you 3 different strategy, and for those of you who have missed it, go over to the YouTube and pick it up and listen to those strategies I've shared with you in here. So that strategy will put you in place so you won't be blur anymore. And by the time the market do go higher, then you'll be wondering what to buy, what to buy. Don't be that person. Don't be that trader anymore. Be a person who has proactive, knowing where the market is going and catching the fruits of success. You reap what you sow. All right. So that's important, some of my thoughts that I have for you in here. Okay, let's go on to the next news that I have, or the next stock. Usually we focus on the US side, would definitely be AVGO. Now AVGO is related to 5G. We have seen AVGO previously move up in here on this good news. So switch AVGO. AVGO is an old name now, but right now they call it Broadcom. Okay, so I'm so used to AVGO. AVGO, they bought up that company here. So Broadcom. So we just have to wait for here, switching to a wider chart, right? And you can see stock chart, stock comment here on Broadcom. did turn green pentagon in here. No doubt when you see that upthrust, profit taking is coming up because it is hitting 500 US dollar all-time high in here. Though what does it mean? It means a lot of the chip makers are hitting all-time high, but Inari hasn't yet. So that's why I'm still very optimistic on the tech shares will eventually move up. Look at your Inari, look at your Panda, look at your Vitrox. Those eventually will move up there in here. It's important to have some of your portfolio on these sectors. If you do have them, then you'll be pretty much in here. As I said before, those of you who have cut loss on those dying shares, you have benefit. That's why sometimes we don't perform well, or our portfolio don't perform well, is because of our own emotion. Now remember, at the end of the day, you are the portfolio for yourself. If you don't do those minimum steps to remove the non-performer and put in the performer, how is your portfolio going to improve? Definitely, that's right, guys. And more I will talk about this weekend, so do join me on the weekend 2 to 4:30 on Saturday for our Zoom workshop in here. The Zoom link are just below there, so make sure you join it and register for it, and I'll see you then. All right, let's focus on AVGO. No doubt AVGO is coming back down, but that's okay. That's probably what we call a minor pullback in here, but it will likely to resume higher from here onwards. Okay, let's move over to Singapore side, and Singapore in here, looking at SGX here, Robie chart, and STI. Where is the Singapore market right now? Now Singapore market right now is going some sort of a correction mode. You can see from the yellow trend zone that it faced after the red pentagon come out on the 15th of August. As a matter of fact, ours did turn, and we are actually playing catch up because pretty much all the whole year we've been down, but Singapore has been up. So right now it does tells you this is the last wash, I personally believe, for the those of you from Singapore. Some of our members are from Singapore, some of you are listening from Singapore in here. I do believe the 3060 is the final bottom. That's why you have the 2-bar reversal. The market's washing out before the next major move inside here. So that also tells you some of the financial stocks will move up in here. But the stock that they were talking about, which is highlighted by BTSG in here, Business Times of Singapore, talks about 3 shares, Singtel, ST Engineering, Olam, and Singapore Post. These are so-called the large cap, very similar to what we have for our Malaysian side, like Maybank, Maybank, Public Bank, Sime Darby, and it's all on the website in here. All you gotta do, just switch over to the KLCI, and you can see this same list that you have here. Right, Top Glove already turned down 2%. Mr. DIY is up there. So this one, it's a live updated, but just slight delay there. All right, just take note of that here. So Singapore side, I do think this is a nice pullback in here. So the stock we are talking about is the Olam, which is a plantation stocks. Olam is Robert Kwok. All right, Olam is the Indian one. The Robert Kwok one is the what's the English name? I forgot the idea. Okay, Olam is O32, I think. Stock chart, stock comment here. All right, let me see. Olam is Olam International. Now take note of the positive flow here. Generally, right, as I said before, I keep highlighting, we're going to talk about this shortly on the ST2 intraday, looking at the Pentagon flow. Now the Pentagon flow, very important, is judging whether the strength or weakness. You don't want to buy one stock that already hit 99%, which means it's already very, very strong. It's like, wow, going, just like rocket. Finally, rocket also run out of fuel, isn't it? Flying. Same thing in that way. Yes, it can still go up with the high one. So all things being equal, we want to look for those around 60 to 70%, or even slightly lower, so okay, right? And then that is the where best trade position. We will see that really pan out from our back testing in here. We find that really very good for many of you who's using it. So pretty easy to see the strength that is coming in here around the 50 and 60. So on the Olam is already 90 plus. You can see here 91, and that's why this trend is started to go up. There may be a bit more room to move up to test the old resistance that you see here at the top here, which is around 180 Sing dollar in here. Definitely going forward, the 165 still have some amount to go at, so that seems to be pretty good. But it has gained 12.5% since the green pentagon, so don't ignore your green pentagon. Always pay attention to it. All right. Now let's move over to our next story in here. Our next section is the leaderboard of our so-called SD intraday stocks in here. Unisem 14%, Vata, Emilus 31.16. These are all very short time frame in here. August, there would be some, but I'll just have to look at it. Wow, what we have in here. Now let's take a look at the last week Semchem freight that we did. Okay, definitely the lesson learned from the Semchem will be first one is this one here. You can see, okay, so Semchem, you can see on this is on the hourly chart. You can see, right, hourly chart, the market hit new green pentagon. On the daily chart, the market started to turn up at 80 cents in here. So let's see, do a wider chart here. Okay, and bring out the intraday charts in here for Sem Chemical. All right, so take note, the market when we saw it was somewhere around here, right, and then start to taper off. It's been up here, the 80 cents over here, hit here's high, and then finally I think 2nd of September, which is yesterday, started to sell off 1%, but holding up this level in here. Notice the inclination of the auto trend line started to taper off. Okay, and hopefully if we hold this level in here around 70, 77, 75 cents, then you pick up another thing here. It didn't pick up a big run because last week we have many of the larger cap stocks started to run up. So this is Semchem in here. Let's take a look at the trading plan that we have. What we talk about here, 11th of August, important price level is, just shrink this a bit so you can see that also. Push this over here. All right, important price level is 85 cents. Hourly, we've seen a market volume coming in on the 27 morning. You can see the volume in here. Then it starts to taper off. So normally when the market taper off, you can see the market start to move sideways again in here. All right, 5 or 6 bars in here. By the time we talk about was here, it did go up, and let's see, if you hit up, just a 2% movement in here for Semchem. All right, not one of those big movement that we see like Bin Tai in here. All right, so that's just a short review of our So the next week, or this week, for our ST2 intraday list for episode 113, 3rd of September will be Straits. And let me just share with you how, because right now many of you are able to get hold of the ST2 intraday in here, right? So just free of charge, that's we are using here until 31st of December. So go over the ST2, switching to a wider chart here. So you can see in here, pay attention to, don't pay attention to the red pentagon, okay? Pay attention to the pentagon flow, because some of these are red pentagon, but eventually they will turn to green pentagon. Remember, green pentagon is daily chart. Now, the pentagon flow in here are also daily chart, but what's more important is what's happening right now. So right now you can see in here, I'm looking for something between 60 to 70, closest to that level in here. You can see T13 is minus 10, that's pretty good. Minus 75, not so good. There's one here, oh sorry, I'm in Singapore. Switch over back to KLSE. Right, same thing, the methodology that you have, you can also apply to SGX. So you have the ST2 intraday. So from here onwards, definitely caught my eye one are those 66. That's why landmark is here. Okay, and Pentagon flow is 66, and the other one is KTB is 92, got already run already. The other one earlier on, this was the so-called, remember premium alert changes every 30 minutes. So I have earlier on was Straits, which is a plus 50%. So let's take a look at the Straits. So this is my trading plan for Straits. You can see just pop its head up, but let's look at the intraday. So make sure you have this intraday charts, real time. You switch to hourly chart together with me. Okay, switch to hourly chart, then you can see on the daily chart it looks pretty nice. You can see like this, right? And that's the daily chart inside here. All right, so on the hourly chart it looks like this is hourly chart. You can see, right, long period congestion, and then finally volume coming in. So will we see a beginning of move? Let's see for, but definitely the Pentagon flow has sort of narrowed down for us on this chart. So let's take a look at the weekly. Okay, weekly direction. Yeah, weekly direction is still pretty much up, but we have an upthrust, and that's why the market sell off. And right now on the weekly basis, you can see it's really slowly turning, slowly turning. Okay, so I think Straits also changed its name to Energy Resources, right? Of course, one way to check is to right mouse click. You can go on to symbol information or commercial services. Yep, it's Energy Resources. So I think it's taking a cue from oil and gas. Okay, normally when oil and gas jalan, this fella will jalan side. So weekly basis, so just type it here, weekly still green pentagon with blue trend zone. So the blue trend zone makes it easier for you to read. All right, and what else? Okay, let's switch to a daily chart. Daily chart turn green. Oh, okay, so it turned also green pentagon. Okay, also green daily chart, also green pentagon. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, the green pentagon happens when? It happens on the 20th of August. So we can see 20th of August it actually turns, and over this period, if you want to see how many days, so make sure you use this function. You do shift click, and again, some of these things we will talk about it tomorrow on our trading view training here. So make sure you join us. You can see up to here it is about 9 bars. Okay, 9 bars or 14 days 2 weeks. So all this are so much better. I can tell you TradingView is one of the best charting platform in the whole market compared to some of the local ones, compared to some of those even come from across the causeway in here. Very good, and of course you can always sign up for it for absolutely free. There's no second thing, and it continue to improve. So our relationship working with them, now take note, TradingView is not part of Trade VSA. We are collaborative partner with them, and we actually have all our algorithm, our plugin built on the TradingView platform in here. So you can see we have 9 bars in here. So this turn green pentagon on 20th of August. Okay, so it turned 20th of August, so that's pretty good. So starting to break out today. Okay, today is the 3rd of September. So it did have period of congestion. You can see in here, very low volume, very nice. Okay, let's look at some of the important dates. Definitely for here will be the old high, the 25 cents. Okay, this is old resistance at 0.25, and that could be an area where you will take some action, of course. If you do reach there, the 25 cents. And that, what date was that? You can see the climatic volume, right, on the 13th of July. So every time when you see climatic, you'll see some action. Why market is coming? Because we have volume. Okay, volume coming in after 9 days. Okay, of accumulation. Okay, what is the low support here? Will be 19.5 cents. Okay, high resistance, we can say this one. Of course, there's another higher one will be here, 27 cents. 27 cents. At what date was this? Okay, this was 29 of March. Wow, that's beginning of the year, right? Okay, let's also look at the trend. Now, if you look back the trend, when the market really trend out 8th of February. So how do we know how long this thing, but anyway, if you are doing premium alert, is if you can get 4 or 5% in here, you chabot. Okay, that's the whole purpose of the ST2 intraday. So right now you are getting about 5% already. Okay, let's see if this thing were to move up higher. Just take your profit on the next up bar in here. No point running it, you know. If you can take it at 22 cents, that will be a 5 or 6%. That's good enough in here. If the market don't move, right, just cut loss or move on. After all, premium alert or the ST2 intraday shares are for experienced trader. And those of you who are not ready yet, perhaps you can just trade paper with it, right? That's going on. So trending period we are looking at. So we want to switch to hourly chart. Let's look at how long it's been trending. So you notice the blue trend zone has been around there since 2nd of August. So it's been since yesterday. This is on the hourly chart, okay? 11 o'clock. 2nd of August. That's almost 1 month it is moving. So right now it's moving. If you notice, the last very quick movement that they did here, usually you can see 1st of July to 2nd July, 6 days. So we are looking at something like 5 to 6 days. Okay, so which means if the market were to just move up 5 or 6 days, it has to move up. Don't move up, cabut. It's like a train, you know. You already buy a ticket. If the train jalan, you just move on to it. If it doesn't move, just go on to the next one. All right. So that's what we're going to be looking at next week. Our plan for, sorry, this is the advanced level. Okay, level of trading in here, and do take note. So let me just switch to the daily chart here. Okay, okay, this is the daily chart. Okay, because I want to screenshot this and put it into my outlet, so you can see how I'm doing it for my daily intraday charts, which is for the advanced. So I have this, I save this one again, so that one I can come back next week to review them all together. All right, take note. Okay, so that's done. I'll save that again. So I'll bring this down here. Switching to a wider chart right now. So, and also next we want to be talking about is our update so far for the month of the January to so-called August. Right, August was a very quick run there. We are up about 8% compared to KLCI, which is down now slightly about 4 or 5% in here. This is the older update in here. But having said that, we are looking at one new trade that we just got in. That trade I think is working out very nicely today, and I think we went in only yesterday. It's called Pestec. That's right. Okay, Pestec. And it was on green pentagon again. You can see here on the daily chart, you can see right now taken out of the upthrust, market is up 3%. We got in yesterday bar because of the green pentagon. Let's see how this thing pans up again. We have a very nice double bottom in here. Again, some of those things I will talk about on Saturday, so make sure you join me on Saturday, and probably I'll talk more why we picked these stocks in here. So that's one of the live trade that we are doing in here, and let's see going forward whether this 8% eventually will increase more. At least, you know, we try to beat the KLCI with our fixed rule Pentagon guide, and something that we shared before in one of our Zoom series in here, which I will believe we'll repeat it again in the coming workshop in the months that we have. So make sure you join us for many of our weekend workshop that we do once or twice a month on a Saturday. All right, and for those of you who want to know more how we pick stocks and want to just look at revise again, go over to this video in here tutorial and subscribe to it, and to our website, and you can watch some of the talks that I've talked about in here. More on strength, and weakness. This is the tutorial that you hear. And also something I've just talked about a lot just now is our Saturday Zoom workshop. This is a QR code, so make sure you register for it, and I'll see you more tomorrow. And then following part 2, after we do the technical analysis, then we'll go on to fundamental analysis, which is the 18th of September on that part in here. Of course, those of you who wanted to subscribe to our plugin in here, we do have installment payment in here, and we thank you for your support on all our plugin in here. Definitely you can access 51 market, and for those of you who are first time, do check out our Telegram chat room and join, and do share this with the other friends or colleagues that you benefit. All right, and YouTube, that's right, subscribe to our YouTube, and not to miss out any of our latest video upload, including the one that we did last Wednesday. When the KLCI is high at 2 months, what's the next strategy? So make sure you follow those 3 strategies that I've talked about in here. So we have come to this point right now. We will be looking at your stock review here. Okay, and if you have not give us a review, please go over to the Google Play Store and SMARTRobie Play Store and review us. We really appreciate that. So right now, and for those of you who want me to review your stocks, please let me know if you are a masterclass member or you are from the public. Just let me know your profession. So that's how okay, we got Young here. Young, you are Lahi. Lahi is a member. Young, I think you're a member too, right? Young, cannot remember already. If you're not, just let me know. Lahi want to look at oh, okay, Lahi was Wilma, that's right, the Robert Kwok one. Now I remember. I know it's some Matsale name. Thank you. We got Young here, want to look at Scope. Yeah. Oh, Young, you're a businessman. Young, you have not joined us on our masterclass. All right. Okay, I thought you're one of our masterclass member because I see you so regular in here every day asking, right? A businessman. Okay, let's look at Scope. Scope already turned red pentagon, so I do hope that you enter here. All right, and if you have our plug-in in here, you can see the trend is up in here. So watch out for the ATR stop loss. Definitely red pentagon, take some profit in here, so the market's likely to come down or more. Okay, JAX. Yeah, I think this is the economic recovery. Yeah, JAX looks pretty good. Nice one for the bottom fishing one. Yep, that's right. This is a good one. Look out for the 60 cent. If you do have a big move, I think that's a nice one too. Definitely we'll talk on next Wednesday when the masterclass revision. So make sure you join us then, right? And Young, do join us on our this coming Wednesday. Sorry, this coming Saturday. Saturday is a free workshop. Okay. And when you're ready, upgrade your skill and join us in the masterclass. Okay, and okay, Pentamaster is okay, like as I said before, all the technology stocks are coming back, right? Kenny Bear, are you a member or are you what? Let me see. Are you a masterclass member? Just want to know that. Okay. So you have a nice double bottom in here. Market has broke down, and let's switch on the ATR stop loss. Now the ATR stop loss, you should be out by then. You can see the ATR stop loss was actually here, right? Around when the market broke through, you should be out if you are trading in the shorter term time frame, right? So right now the market seems to be grinding up to stop, and you know, we don't know where it is, but overall the technology sector is still up. Again, going back to your trading plan, okay? What is your trading plan? Okay. Kenny Bear, what is NOP? Is that your profession? Okay. Okay, so this stock has broken the ATR stop loss, should exit. Okay, and just wait for the green pen. No doubt the trend is still up. You can see from the auto line trend in here. Okay, let's look at the other side. If I have any. Okay, we got May, we got some over this side here. That's right. James want me to look at Gamuda. Yeah, Gamuda is pretty good. I think this one is it's a bottom fishing. Remember, we talked about this strategy in here. Looks pretty good, James. You are one of our members, I believe. Yes, that's right. Okay, we have Pelican. Pelican very nice, slow lah, but Pelican is one of those going stock lah. When you hit this point, I think there will be one climatic volume coming soon, one bar straight up. So just wait for that one. When you hit that one, quickly get out. It's going to be something like this. One bar shake you out. It does look like this. So hopefully it breaks up to 56 cents. Just watch out for this. Watch out for the volume. Switch on a daily chart for this manner in here. All right, we got Mei Fu here. Okay, Mei Fu is a housewife. Thank you for Mei Fu. You want to look at Tengaga? That's right. Okay, Tengaga has hit the old high double top. Again, Tengaga is pretty much like our KLCI. It will go through a small pullback in here. Remember, you can see Tengaga on the 17th of August, right? You go back to our chart here. Okay, and you can see it's very similar to this move that we have on the chart. Okay, yep, 17th of August, that market break up, and you see upthrust, and that's the one that you see. So likelihood we'll see Tengaga coming back down a bit more, right? Again, mainly if you do buy some of these big large cap stocks, you need to be longer focused. If you want to make the quick money one, like the Bintang, that's one you run, but this one you have to wait longer, switch on to a weekly chart, use the Pentagon in here, and that will definitely help you a lot more. Okay, we have Care Plus. Okay, Care Plus, the rubber glove stock all exhibiting very similar Today we have the top glove breakdown, right? How do I know? You can check from here, isn't it? You can see Hatta and top glove, just this side here, right? Negative. So K Plus also negative one. All right. So your Hatta all also continue to sell off. There you go. See, right? They does this again and again. The shakeout. You need to have some foreign funds buying this, right? Unfortunately, because of the ESG, they are not environmental, so-called social function in here. So a lot of the time, when the market moves out, you have retailers selling it, right? I think it's just going to stop here. And Care Plus is actually doing pretty much what the two big brother are doing. That's why you see Top Glove and Hatta are minus 1%. Of course, you can mouse over it here, right? You can see Top Glove, just use your handphone and then you can see there. Yeah, it's down 1.8% in here, and the CI are turning a little slight positive already, 1582. Okay, so if you can hold this level in here, let's see next week, because the Dow Jones is going to go higher, the S&P 500 is going to go higher in here, except for Singapore. Singapore, I think, has bottomed up, but Malaysia will have a bit of room to go up. Now, I've talked about this on Wednesday, so make sure Wednesday you catch those strategies I've talked about. Position yourself well. Those who don't do well, take it out. Okay. Okay, we have Kenny is not a member yet. Well, join us, Kenny. You can redeem using the SMARTRobie 10,000 points, and then at least you don't have to pay anything. 2 months free. All right. So make sure you redeem our for the 2 months. 2 months free plugin using 10,000 credit. All right, Kenny, and to get that 200 credit, that 10,000 credit, share. You need to share to 50 people, right? And you get 200 credit. Okay, yeah. So one person sharing, you get 200 credit. So share to 50 people, then you get the 2 month free. All right, a little bit of work, but if you want to get it for free, that's what you need to do. All right, but all in all, we believe our plugin will help you money, like many of our members who have it in here. It's time well spent. I think many of you have spent your time in here, so it's about time putting the investment in so you make your money back. Okay, we got James here. I think James is our member too. James, just let me know if you're a member or not. Lee Han. Okay, Lee Han straight up and come back down, but the trend is still up. You can see, right, the auto trend line. So James, I think you're one of our members, James Lee. Just type in there whether. So next time when you type your stock comment, just type whether you are MC or masterclass plugin, and so at least I do know that. This in here, yeah, that's right. I remember you, James. So you can see trend are still up. So it's backing off in here. Do take note, it did touch the ATR stop loss because of this huge in here, but the trend is still up. So again, I think this one is coming back to retest back the old high. Okay, so watch it. For the time being, this one I will stay a bit cautious. Haven't turned green pentagon yet. This is because of this big move. Then it sell back down very quickly. You can see that, right? And the earnings, check out the earnings on Lee Han. And if the earnings is good, stay with it. The earnings not so good, then you might want to taper off a bit in here. But Lee Han, I do believe this is one of those furniture shops, furniture maker that have very good dividend play. Again, different strategy. So make sure you have a right strategy. Don't just buy and sell, share and cut loss. Have a strategy, ladies and gentlemen. What is your overall strategy? From the strategy, you determine your path. Else, going forward by end of the year, I'll be doing a survey. I'm going to ask you, do you make money or not? Right? Yeah, you follow here, some you don't follow. Have a strategy. And if your strategy doesn't work, then what you want to do with it? You want to upscale it? Then join our masterclass, okay? If not, and use some of the skill. Over and over again, I keep telling you, you should able to make money in respective how the market is, whether using sector rotation. Now look back to it, and for those of you who done pretty well, how can you do to make it even better? That's always been my challenge to you, those of you who've been following. No point, coming and listening and your portfolio still don't do so well. Right, that's always been my message in here, and we do a lot of free workshops that we do on this, like this coming Saturday. Use some of those strategy, right? Listen to all the YouTubes that we have in there and apply them. Okay. So for the remaining time that we have, thank you for coming. I think we'll stop here. Don't forget to review us on your Google Play Store for our so-called services and our feedback. We continue to update to you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 to 4:30 for our Zoom workshop where my two coaches Coach Arif and Zach is going to come in and share with you in here. And I'll be doing the first part of the session to bring you through trading view of technical analysis for beginners. So make sure you catch me if you want to learn more. Thank you. Bye-bye.